reflection, not the mirror on the wall. Imperfections, overanalyze every flaw. Self-destructive deception, deadly conversations. Yeah, in my head, I wind up dead, but that's not my intention. You won't like what you find deep in the dark depths of my mind. The walls are closing in, I feel this is the end. We'll make it out alive. You should hear the things I say to myself. I wouldn't tell my enemy, I wouldn't tell my enemy. You should hear the things I say to myself. I'm my own worst enemy, I'm my own worst enemy. Self-inflicted perception, sinking deeper in my mind. Like touch in my vanity, I'll make it out alive. First in line to hate my rhymes, I don't know why I waste my time. I can't find happiness, I've tried, maybe I'm blind. Throw it all away and find another field to grow. When I should give up on my dreams, see my hope for being broken. Stop believing in myself, I'm not a diamond in the rough. Disappear to my doubts, cause I'll never be enough. Every time I feel this way, I feel the weight of feeling wrong. Try to be myself today, but it won't stay that way for long. Introspective imperfections, yeah, I see them all. Try to sing the pain away, but I just sing the same old song. Yeah. You should hear the things I say to myself. I wouldn't tell my enemy, I wouldn't tell my enemy. You should hear the things I say to myself. I'm my own worst enemy, I'm my own worst enemy. You should hear the things I say to myself. I wouldn't tell my enemy, I wouldn't tell my enemy. You should hear the things I say to myself. I'm my own worst enemy, I'm my own worst enemy. Took everything, now you're walking away. This time I think I'm done, we're giving up. They thought inside of my mind make me feel like
You All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome to Banger Wednesday. We're back here on Discord, and you know what? Bear with me. It's been a minute since we've been on Discord, and I got a screen that's not popping up because I want you guys to see all the people I have in Discord with me. So let me get that up real quick. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. And for some reason, it's blocking my face. It's not cool. So let me fix that real quick, guys. I apologize. All right. Welcome to episode 3 of season 3 of Banger Wednesday. As you can see, we're back here full on Twitch. We abandoned the other platform we were using because we had some issues. But so here we are going back to what works, back to the basics. And in case you happen to notice, that was a test. We may actually have an intro theme song now and a little intro clip. We're still refining it. I just wanted to make sure it would actually work. So thanks for bearing with me on that test. And for those of you that are new to the show, the 3 songs we listen to coming in on the pre-show are all bands from the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. All of those bands have been on the show before, and now they live on the playlist. And these guys showing up tonight will be on that playlist after tonight's show. So real quick, let me get into some quick intros. Joining me on the co-host panel, I got guitarist from the band Elijah and our resident gear connoisseur, Bo. And also joining me, I got TikTok content creator and vocalist for the band A Day on Earth and Distance is Dead. That's Dom. And I'm Forge, the man behind that mask you may have saw in the intro. I'm from Forge by Titans and obviously creator of Banger Wednesday. And the 3 of us actually collaborated on that little intro you heard. So that's how that got there. So also joining me tonight, I have From the Tides and Verkari. And also, I apologize, off screen I got Jen Renee 1110 helping me with some background monitoring. So shout out to her for joining us. And yeah, all right, that's it. Shaking off these cobwebs from the last platform. You know what? Let's change it up just a little bit. Bo, Dom, would either of you like to say anything on this intro today?
Very excited for this show. It's going to be great.
Hell yeah.
You guys have ready to go, and honestly, it's just the show keeps getting better, so excited to see what tonight's show holds.
Hell yeah. How about you, Bo? You got any words of wisdom to drop?
I mean, you're pulling a fast one on me here.
I know. That was the plan. I want to catch y'all slipping.
I think I worked too hard today to deal with this.
Yeah, my bad, man. My bad. But that's it, Bo. Everybody, he's got plenty to say later after he listens to everyone's tracks. So real quick, let's see. I want to look in chat real quick, see who we got. If we got any, frequent flyers here. Oh, I do see Miss Scarlet Infinite. Hey, Scarlet, thanks for hopping back on. Hell yeah! All right, real quick, I do want to go back to the playlist real quick. For those of you listening, please make sure you pick up the playlist. It's there for you guys to go and listen to these bands. So do that, support the bands, listen to the playlist. And also, to remind everyone, we are still doing the giveaway, which requires you to go to our new YouTube link tree. I'll put that up for you guys. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to it. It's free. And then comment on any of the episodes with the word certified. And that's how I know you want to enter into the drawing. We'll do a drawing later on in the season and we'll give away some free stuff, okay? Excuse me. And you know what? Let's go ahead. Just jump straight into the first band. So with me tonight, I got Rob and Alex from the Tides. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about the band and the track we're about to get into?
Hey everyone, I'm Rob. I'm the screamer for From the Tides.
What's up, guys? My name's Alex. I play bass and I do the clean vocals.
Hell yeah! Hell
So
yeah!
Our track that we're gonna listen to is called "Miserable End." Our brand new single. It's been out for not even a month yet. It's I think it's my favorite song we've ever done. So can't wait for you guys to hear it.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! And give me a second, guys. Everything's just running away from me tonight. With that said, thank you guys for that intro to your track. And for those of you that are listening to Twitch, now's a good time to put your eyes on the screen because they sent us a YouTube video to watch. So put your eyes there, your ears there, and let's check out this track. So here we go, guys. This is, Miserable End from the Tides. Well, hell yeah. And again, guys, always go all the way down to 0 on any track that's sent my way. So there we go. And let's go back over into the question and answer room. And real quick before I come to either Bo or Dom, probably you, Dom, but I do want to touch on a few things I saw in chat. Let's see. Someone asked about the platform change. Yes, so for those that don't know, we have made a change to another platform that was allowing us to stream live on Twitch and YouTube, and it was also allowing me to easily transfer all of these recordings to podcasts. It wasn't working out so great, so here we are back on the old school setup. So now Twitch is live, YouTube will be the recording, and we will still try and do the podcasting. It'll just take me a little bit more time to process it. So that's why we had a little change. And with that said, Dom, you ready?
Always.
Go for it.
Certified banger, guys. That was freaking sick. The screams layering in with the cleans was freaking, it was just fantastic. I loved it at the end. It started to get heavy, and then you brought the cleans back into on top of that. And I don't know, I loved it. The lyrics were like they were complex. It wasn't just like some straight up simple shit. But like awesome job, guys. I guess my first question is kind of tell me about the background of the band. Like, how'd you guys form, meet, etc.?
Yeah, so I think I can speak for most of us. We were actually almost kind of just done with music in general. Just because nothing had been working out. We'd been in so many bands that nothing worked, you know? And our guitarist, Jess, like, he met with our other guitarist, Corey, and they started writing some stuff, and they clicked. And me and our drummer, Dylan, we actually tried out on the same day. For this band, we had a couple of songs that we learned together, and it was like it just fell into place. You know, it was our first practice, and we could play 3 songs almost perfectly. It was kind of suspiciously good. And then Alex, we've been friends on Facebook for 10 plus years. We've been in the scene together, back and forth, and kind of revolved around each other. But he joined us in, what was it, May, and we had a show in October, and it was yeah, we had a encore for our first show as a band together, and we were just off on the grind from that point on, you know.
Hell yeah. And I guess we've had some previous bands come on and kind of say a similar thing. Like, we just all started clicking, came through, just kind of happened. And I mean, that's such a huge part and a testament towards being able to make music like you guys made, is just having just a solid foundation of group members who actually connect and click more than just musically a lot. Usually they're really freaking good friends. You find lifelong friends through this. So I saw someone maybe reaching to unmute. Did you have anything to add, bud?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that, just to reiterate what Rob was saying, that most of us had been in projects before, and so we kind of knew what we were doing going into this thing. Rather, we knew what we didn't want to do. Right? There's lots of things that we've trial and error, lots of things maybe we messed up in the past, and going into this project, we wanted to make it a little more professional, a little more above water, everything up on the table at all times, and I think that helped things get off the ground pretty quickly. And I just have to give a big shout out to David Southern, who produced this track that you just heard, "Miserable End." He's been a huge help through this process. Again, we formed in 2022. That was our first show that we played, was October of that year. And ever since then, man, things have just been clicking. We opened up for Silent Planet, opened up for a bunch of other big bands. We got to play So What Music Fest, which was just freaking insane. Great crowd, great day. It was sick. But yeah, just props to David Southern, because this track specifically really ripped. And I'm going to back up Rob and say it's probably our best track to date. So I'm pretty proud of it.
Heck yeah. I mean, you can hear it. It sounds freaking good. I guess just one of the last question I have here is, can you guys walk me through? I mean, obviously you guys had a producer. This sounds really professional. Sounds really well done. But like, what's your guys' songwriting process? What do you guys usually do? And do you just sit down, bang one out, or walk me through that?
It varies between different songs. Like the last few times, you know, like our producer David, Alex, and Corey will go sit and it really starts with a riff, you know, and they're like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. Let's do some drums to it, or a drum track, and then it's it'd be sick over top of this riff if we had some synth. They throw in the synth, and it turns from just a scratch track into, nah, we can make something with this, and then all of us get together and we kind of learn it together, and I'll freestyle some vocals until something feels right. Uh, and then it clicks, and then it's like, yeah, that was it. The ending chorus was actually completely by accident because Alex had come up with the kind of a melody for the breakdown you heard, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna scream behind you like in the middle, and he's like, yeah, yeah, and then we started doing that, and then we just went straight into that last chorus, and we both ended on that miserable end together, and that wasn't planned. I don't know why. I thought there was more music to be done, more song, and no, it was just us two, and it was kind of like you heard it like an extra like note in it, and we were like, oh yeah, that's how that song ends. So it kind of just varies between songs, riffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have an
I
idea
would
we
add
want to
on
work
to
with.
that, Rob. I would say like the way that one came together was probably the most cohesive and the most straightforward writing process.
Hmm.
Lots of ideas bumping around. We just laid them down. They happen to kind of gel perfectly, which is kind of like what you want to happen. Doesn't always happen, but it did with this one, which was really cool. But also, you get into the studio and sometimes you add extra things, and you're thinking, okay, as a band, what do we want this to feel like overall? And I think adding in that extra synth was something that really just packaged the song very well. And but other times, sometimes we just write from scratch. Sometimes there's a basis we have to work from with our guitarists, Corey and also Jess. They have track after track of stuff that they're constantly working on, and they'll bring it to the table, and we either say yay or nay, and we go from there. And generally the vocals are laid down. Sometimes the drums first, but as all musicians have probably been through this, sometimes the process isn't always the same. And I actually see that as a good thing because I feel like you can get a different kind of song based on like the process that you go through. And so it's not always a bad thing if you deviate from your usual structure. So we always try to keep an open mind. Even when we go into the studio, we still end up changing stuff. We try as a band to stay like very open minded, I would say.
Hell yeah. And real quick, Dom, I'm not cutting you off, but we started doing something new on the season where instead of listening to the track one time through, we kind of go back and maybe listen to another snippet of it just to, refresh our memories before we move on. So I want to play a clip from the track we just listened to again. So here we go, guys. Let's check this out from here. Oh yeah, I just really wanted to play that segment again because for me, I really liked that section. Let me bring you guys back up into the main screen. So Dom, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wanted to get that track back up real quick.
Yeah, no, I mean it's cool to hear like the variety you guys have in your songwriting process. I mean, we like to ask that question a lot just to see, maybe there's some viewers or some people who are just starting out in bands. They have a similar sound, or they want to have a similar sound to what you guys have, and so to kind of hear about the variety you guys implement in your writing style is pretty sweet. And always getting to the, and sorry about my cat, but always getting to the end of to the getting into the studio and then being able to refine it even more and just kind of deeper dig into it, put synths, put some background, just the little things that really just pushed it over the edge. And you guys did an absolutely wonderful job of that, so congrats to you guys and your producer for freaking writing a banger. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull it over to Bo now. I'm sure he's got some questions.
Yeah. really fun song. Really, really fun song. It really gave me like old school As I Lay Dying, August Burn Red. Scarlett mentioned Bleeding Through vibes. Uh, you know, a little bit more polished, little kind of more modern on like the clean vocals and stuff, but it gave it a lot of that feels. You hit the like kind of heavy like dissonant stuff towards the end of the song. It's classic. Um, like as far as like the recording and stuff goes, did you guys like drums? Was that MIDI or was that like kind of live or hybrid? How'd you guys do the drums? Do you know?
It's tracked. They're MIDI drums.
Okay,
Yeah.
they turned out good. How about the like the guitars and the bass? Did we do like amps or did do plugins or DI or anything like that? Do we know?
Yeah, so the guitars were actually run through a Kemper,
Okay.
and so we have certain settings we'll use for some songs, and we'll change it up for other ones. But it was going through the Kemper, and then we had additional plugins, of course, going through the DAW, and exactly which ones those were. I guess you'd have to ask David, but there's a whole plethora of plugins, and going through and tweaking those tones until we got exactly the right bite, the right punch, and everything that we wanted to kind of punch through, especially like on the chorus. You want that chorus to be massive.
Oh yeah.
And something else I forgot to mention earlier, but really listen closely on that chorus. There's a lot of layered vocals.
Yeah.
It's almost
Yeah.
like orchestral at a moment there. And
Yeah, I can hear that a lot, and then you add the screaming in underneath that too. I mean, it fills out a lot.
yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah. What kind of tuning are we in on this?
So I think this one is still in drop A, I believe. So I think we were playing in A.
Okay, it's a good tuning. It's my favorite.
Is it nice?
Yeah. I mean, the video production itself was really fun. I mean, it was just a really really nice little throwback song. So you're a 5-piece, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, we're 5-piece.
Nice. How we doing like live shows as far as like gear goes? We bring in just like powered Kempers or bringing some speakers along or anything like that for the stage or?
So yeah, I play off of one of those refrigerators, what they call them. It's like a 6x10,
I
and
like it.
yeah, that's been going pretty well using that for the cab. The amp head I just changed out. I'm playing through a Kemper now, actually, even though I play bass. The tones that I've been able to dial in on that is going to be pretty sick live. Using that, just modulating and using actually a lot of Sans amp. So a lot of bassists will go for the Sans amp
Yeah,
for this.
that's pretty standard.
Yeah, I was using something called a tone hammer.
Uh-huh.
Pretty cool. It's Aguilar. It's nice. Took that out. Pretty much reworked everything here recently. So the guitarists, they both use Kempers, except for Corey just switched over from his Kemper to I think this new pedal. I think it's called like a Neural DSP or something.
Quad Cortex. Yep.
That's it. Yep. So he's bumping that bad boy now, and it sounds tight.
Are we bringing like speakers for the guitars on stage or are they all just going direct in?
Oh yeah, they're playing through their speakers as well.
Nice.
Their cabs. I think one of
I
them's
like
got a
it.
Mesa, the other one's got a Line 6, I think, and their tones are just a little bit differing when we play live, but we have found that it really comes together nicely and kind of like sandwiches with each other on those tones being slightly different. Um, Plus, I mean, even guitar wise, one of our guitarists plays a 7 string, the other one plays a 6 string, which is kind of weird at first. But
That
with enough
works.
tweaking, yeah, but with enough tweaking, it got to the point where we really there's like a happy marriage between both of their tones.
Keep those cabs on stage as long as your backs can handle it. Okay.
Yeah, lift with your legs. That's all I gotta say, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I pull that thing in and out of my 2017 Nissan Altima, and it was rough going to figure out how to do that at first, but it works for now.
Back in the day, we
Um,
got a deal on an 8x10. I ran that thing like an hour and a half back to our house in the back of a Honda Civic. So,
Yep.
all right, I got to turn it over to
and I'm the
Forge.
vocalist, so I don't do anything.
Do you bring your own mic to the show? That's the important.
I do.
Okay, you bring something.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think sometimes the vocalists carry the heaviest thing to all the shows, and that's their ego.
Ego. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See, I can say stuff like that because I'm a guitar player. But yeah. So real quick before we go any further, I want to play a little bit more of the track, just to kind of refresh everyone's brain real quick. But before I do that, I do want to say something. You said you guys had a 6-string and a 7-string, which is kind of cool. And if I'm not mistaken, and people can fact check me, but I want to say one of the most recent releases by the band In Flames, they were doing the same thing, and it worked out great. So I personally don't have a problem with it. As long as everyone's in tune and they got their setups right, I think it's a cool contrast because whenever you're on the same style guitar, and if you're running the same models on those guitars or plugins, you kind of can't differentiate between guitar 1, guitar 2, left, right, whatever you want to call it. So I think doing a 6 and 7 definitely adds an interesting contrast, and that's just the nature of the string gauge and whatnot on the same tuning. So I think that's cool. I think it's a great way to do contrast between two guitars. So anyway, enough talk. Let's play this track back real quick. All right. I was getting carried away. I was letting it play longer than I wanted it to. So let's go with this. I do like your mix on your instruments. It's something we talked about in the past where people have issues with getting the different instruments to sit in the proper frequencies. And in my opinion, you guys did a really good job at separating your guitar mids and highs, or however much highs you actually put in it, and your bass lows, because you can actually differentiate between bass and guitar. It doesn't get real muddy where that overlap is, so that was really cool, and it really shined through in that particular segment we just listened to, especially whenever you're kind of slowing the pace down of a song. You can kind of like really zone into a lot of the instruments. So again, because of that, I could really hear each instrument in that segment. So that's really cool. That's something a lot of bands don't do well, but you guys nailed it pretty well, I think. So with that said, I want you guys to tell us, is this a single, or is this a single off of a bigger album, or is there an album coming? What's the deal? Where are we at in the whole discography phase?
This is just a single for now. We did an EP in September. We thought it would just be too early to do like another EP or an album, so it's just a single. We're just putting out some singles for now. We got some more we're working on, but yeah, we're just doing singles for right now.
Right. Yeah, trying to play with the algorithm, right? Because that's the hot thing right now. Just pump out singles. Yeah. And you guys did say you're gigging. You got anything cool coming up pretty soon?
Actually, tomorrow night we're opening for Destroy Rebuild Until God Shows. If y'all know who they are, and Downswing, they're playing as well. There's a couple other bands on there, the Requiem and someone else, I think.
And real quick, and maybe I missed it, but did you guys say where you guys are located?
Dallas, Texas.
Okay, cool. So tell me this: how's the scene out there right now? I remember at one time between Dallas, Austin, and Houston, it was pretty intense for a minute.
Yeah, it can get pretty intense. Honestly, we got a pretty good scene here, though. There's a ton of bands that are actually really really strong. A couple of bands we're really good friends with that you know we like to go watch and hang out with. So yeah, it's a strong scene.
Hell yeah. And, while we're talking about you guys' gigs and stuff like that, where do you want people to go to listen to your music? Are you guys primarily Spotify, or are you on a bunch of different platforms? Where's your home base, so to speak?
Pretty much we're on every platform you can find us on. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music. I think it's even on Deezer and Tidal, I think. But ultimately, everything that is from the Tides you can find by going to either our website, which is just fttband.com, or you can go to our link tree, which we update constantly. We got tickets to shows, new insider stuff that's popping up. We also just released our online store, so everybody listening to this, go check it out. We got merch on there.
Hell yeah, and Bo beat me to it because honestly I was setting you guys up for what I wanted to say next. If you happen to not be able to remember all these places he told you to go, they will live on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. So if you can't find them, go find the playlist because I'm going to have it burned into your head by the end of the show. Go find this band, click on their band name, and you'll be transported to their band page, and then you can check out all their tracks. So sorry for setting you guys up, but that's what I do. I'm shady like that. But
No, it's good.
yeah. So again, guys, you guys brought a really good track, a really badass track, and it was an amazing track to start the show with. It brought a ton of energy, a ton of this really clean playing, and just a really clean mix and master. So kudos to you guys for all the hard work you put into it, because it definitely shows when you listen to it. Bo, Dom, you got anything else to add before I mosey along?
Apparently my mic needs to be closer to my mouth. So
Hey,
this is better.
you sound amazing now, bro.
Awesome job, guys. Freaking loved it. I'm looking forward. I'll be listening to this on the Banger Wednesday playlist on my 1 hour drive to work every day. So I'm freaking excited for the future for you guys. And if you guys are ever up in Washington, let me know. So
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are grinding, man. You keep it up. Keep on pumping stuff out. Take advantage of that algorithm. But the people you're working with are doing it for you. So keep it up. Good to meet you.
Hell
You too, man.
yeah.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. And so again, we have the guys Rob and Alex from the from the Tides here with us. We just checked out their track. We just grilled them with a bunch of questions, and we'd like to again thank them for joining us tonight. And for those of you that don't know, this isn't a one-hit wonder show. So if these guys ever come out with some new material and they want to come back on, they're welcome to come back at any time. So stay tuned if you love listening to them, because they probably will be back. And with that said, we're going to start to head on to the next segment. But real quick, I do want to remind everyone that the Banger Wednesday show does have a merch store now. We would love if anyone is interested to go over to the store, pick something up. That's what's helping us fund all the platforms and all the things we do to get these bands on and get them heard. So every purchase goes to these bands in one way, shape, or form. So again, with that, Bo, are you ready to do some news or what? Oh, mute.
I got it.
Okay. And real quick, so I still haven't given it a really cool name, so for now we're just going to call it News with Bo.
Sorry, I was looking up that cheat key right there.
There you go.
Couple things. Decent. Still kind of slow. Summer, not much going on other than festivals. Ginger wrapped up a new album. It'll be their 5th album. They posted last night one of their crazy like studio live sessions, and just again, like they've done before, just absolutely insane. Crazy Town singer Shifty passed away at 49 yesterday. Love it or hate it, you know that you had that song stuck in your head at one point. Still though, sad. Foo Fighters has some internet beef with Taylor Swift. It's all over everything right now. I don't know why, and I don't care, but it's a thing. MTV wiped out 30 years worth of all their online articles, shows, everything they had online is gone. Absolutely wild.
Well, as long as they kept the Headbangers Ball stuff, I'll be all right. They can lose everything else.
Everything's gone.
Oh well, then okay, then I'm a little sad.
No one really knows why, but it's gone. And that's all I got right now, because nothing's really going on right now.
Yeah.
And also, sorry,
no,
just
go ahead.
to interrupt. The freaking Hawk Tua girl is all over my feed every single time I get on anything. She is there.
She's an angel. She's a national treasure.
The Hawk Tua, bro.
Yeah. And for those of you that do care about Taylor Swift, because I'm sure there's somebody out there, throwing things at their screen because of Bo. I think the beef is that Dave Grohl called Taylor Swift out on playing to a backing track, maybe something to that extent. So I think that's what started that. But I don't know. I haven't seen the facts yet. Let's just say allegedly she's playing to a backing track and Dave Grohl called her out. Man, wow! So that's all you got. That's all you gotta do. But Bo, you bring up the national treasure Hawk Tua, and now everyone's blowing up in chat. Why you didn't start the news segment with that one? All right. So that's what we're gonna call the news with Bo. Thank you, Bo, for bringing in all those nice little tidbits of information that some of us didn't really care about. You appreciate it. Yeah, you appreciate it, man. So up next, I do have Quill and Mark from the band Verkari. So guys, why don't you tell us a little bit about your band and the track we're going to get into here in a second.
So like you said, our band is Verkari. We're from Columbus, Ohio. We're a band that's made up of a bunch of other members of bands around Columbus, or were. And the track that we're going to listen to is The Lake. It's one that we just put out in May.
Hell yeah. You heard the man. So here we go. We're going to cross over into the banger room, and I do have that track ready to go. And put your ears to the speakers, and here we go.
When you come back, it's like my mind is stuck inside of your attack. You left me drowning on my own. Nowhere for my heart to call alone. Look at your reflection in those eyes you used to hide behind. Now I see through your disguise. Now I see through your disguise. That's it, you were never coming back from the lake of deceit. I can't believe I ever trusted you. Tears start ringing away from me. Leave me, now you want a piece of me. Taking me back after all that you've done to me. This is the end. I hope we never meet again. Now it's my time to be free. Gonna rid my It's like my mind is stuck inside of your attack. You left me drowning on my own. Nowhere for my heart to call home. Look at your reflection in those eyes you used to hide behind. Now I see through your disguise. Now I see through your disguise.
Well, hell yeah. Let's get back over into the question and answer room. Dom, you're going to get this one first, okay? And whenever you're ready, Dom, take it away.
Heck yeah, dude. Okay, the first like the little synthes going into the chorus and then that ending part, like I don't know, it took me back to like the 2000s with like Into Shikari and Attack Attack. Like it just was like like I thought I was going to like some dance. Like that was really cool. You guys kept it heavy the whole time. I freaking love that. So I guess first question is, what are your guys' biggest influences for your guys' band?
So the funny thing about this band is that I was in a previous band and some things went down, and I started Verkari literally on my own with Miles Claiborne, the drummer for Saul, doing like production for me. And we would sit there and write back and forth a lot, and that's where our first song Capsize came from. And then I brought on like Ryan, and then Mark came on and Johnny came on to the project. And so like a lot of the sound influence does kind of come from my perspective of like what I wanted to write in the first place. But the nice thing about this song is that I already had the rest of the guys with me at this point, so they got to have like some input on all the other instruments and like, oh, let's change this up, let's do this with the drums and stuff like that, which was really fun and cool. Especially that last part of the drums on the ending where it starts just like going crazy. Johnny was all that, and I was like, dude, we were in the studio and he just said that, and I was like, oh my god, that's what he needed. Like that's crazy. But like as far as influences for me, I don't care who hates Frankie Palmieri. He's the guy who made me want to start screaming. I love Amir. I love Attila. I love Wage War. And bands, a lot of 2000s bands, obviously. So that's a lot of where it comes from. And then obviously like Issues and, Volumes and a lot of those sorts of bands.
Yeah, same here. Kind of like I was into like Chamber, Knocked Loose, Korn, Amir as well. So it was like we kind of had a mixture of genres that we listened to, and we kind of mixed really well right off the bat. Like I joined the band 2 months ago, and it flowed like very naturally. Yeah, the lake was kind of like an introduction for me because I heard Capsize about a year ago, and I was in a previous band. So when Quill posted that he was looking for a guitarist, like I was all over it. But yeah, that was the initial like introduction for me to them. Was they were just like learn the lake, and I was just like, yeah, I'll just learn all the songs and we'll see you at practice. So that's kind of like where we've been.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's 2 months coming in the band and like sounding awesome, guys. Like you can definitely. Was this song? Did you write this song when you came on too? Were you part of this?
They were already in the studio by the time I even heard about them, but I got like a rough mix and I was just all about it. So I went ahead and like learned it up, and they were just like, hey, we know you play, so you're a shoe-in. So I was very fortunate to hop onto this project.
Yeah, and like also, so like the lake did start as a production that I had done with Miles, but then it morphed as like Johnny, our drummer, came on, and then like Ryan, the bassist, came on because dude plays this insanely amazing Dingwall. Like I love Dingwall basses, and first time I saw it, I was like, I need to touch that. So like having both of them being in bands for a long time, and I already had this song, but I was like, do whatever, I don't care, like change it, let's go. So that really helped. And then like our previous guitarist who went on to do bigger and better things, and we're really proud of him, he was the one who originally had like started to change up that guitar to be kind of what it is now for this song.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's so cool when you have people with such unique tastes that come in and kind of add to the genre and create their own unique take. And I mean, you hear some of the synthy stuff, but like the kind of like old school synths and stuff that were in there. And I know you said this, you had a lot of big input. Like you can definitely hear it. I mean, you can definitely hear it. It's sick. But yeah, I guess walk me through some of your guys's, just with the band in general. What's some of your guys' biggest challenges?
I mean, like, really, this is none of us are new to being in bands or new to music, and like not really to this scene that much. But this is a newer band, so like I think all of us have kind of we've been in other bands where we had a certain role in that band and did a certain thing, and now like going into a new band, you know how it can get where you're just like, oh, they need this from me and I don't really know what I'm doing here, but let's learn it, I guess, like let's go for it. So I think that mainly right now, like most of us in this band haven't done a whole lot as far as like marketing, that sort of thing. But as far as like music goes, I don't think we have any challenges for like writing and stuff. We get along really well, and we have a lot of different influences, like you said. So it's easy to come together and be like, oh, that's sick. Oh, wait, let's add this. Oh, wait, this would be sick. And like, so that's easy. But it's mainly like dealing with the almighty algorithm and like that sort of thing.
Yep. And real quick, I'm gonna jump in here real quick. Two things. So I put the Spotify page back up. I wanted to point out that one of the bands he mentioned as an influence was Wage War, and that was the next thing queuing up on my playlist for some reason. but no, I want to do for these guys like we did for the other band. I want to put that track back up and play a segment of it again, just to kind of get a refresh of what we just listened to, because I don't think we do justice by just playing it one time. I want to get a few more seconds in there for everyone. So here we go. Let me play that again real quick for you guys. I'm just gonna start it and pick a spot. Oh. Spotify really wants me to play Wage War, because I'm literally clicking on your track and it's playing Wage War. That's awesome. I love you guys. So real quick, guys, I apologize. Let me get that back queued up properly. All right, let's see. It does not want me to play that track. Apologize, guys. Is that your track that we're listening to?
Yeah, it's Verkari the Lake. Yeah, I mean it's on YouTube Music and everywhere else too. Just in case it doesn't want to work.
No, what I'm saying is the track I was just playing, that is Wage War, is it not? No one's talking. All right, I give up. Sorry, guys. I'm having some technical difficulties on that one. Well, anyway, back to you, Dom. I'm sorry. I kind of screwed everything up on that one.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, no, what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, I mean, it's super sweet, guys. This track definitely has like a unique blend of some different, I want to say like ages through metal and that kind of metalcore feel. I definitely think it's unique. It's something that you guys are kind of bringing to the table that, I don't know, I think needs to be out there more. We need more music like this out there. And kind of going through when you said, marketing and stuff, you guys got the music sells itself, but I mean, it's tough, especially when you're trying to get your name out there, because like you said, the algorithm, getting people to actually convert to Spotify from other social platforms. But what you guys are doing right now, just by being on this show and making an effort to come on and get your music heard by whoever and anybody, I mean, that's a huge, just a win in a lot of different aspects. So, I think you guys are going to do freaking awesome. I'm excited to hear what you guys have in the future. And just keep making bangers. That's freaking, yeah, I'm excited for this one. So give it over to Bo now.
Oh yeah, thank you, man.
Hell yeah. And again, guys, I apologize, but I got it fixed. For some reason, Spotify really, really, really wanted me to play Wage War, and I have no idea why, because I kept clicking on the song and it wouldn't play. But I got it queued up, so let's go ahead and take another listen to this track.
stuck inside of your attack. You left me drowning on my own. Nowhere for my heart to call home. Look at your reflection in those eyes you used to hide behind. Now I see through your disguise.
Yeah, so it's funny that that segment played because that was specifically one of the parts I wanted to touch on while Dom was here, and I can't put my finger on it. But that one segment, I'm trying to put my finger on the band that I get the vibes from. Dom, what were you thinking on this track for that clean segment for the vocals? What were you kind of feeling? Was there anything that was speaking to you on that one?
I'm not sure. Just mainly the dance segment and kind of leading into the cleans from the heavier part reminded me of kind of like a Into Shikari or Attack, like some of the really old school stuff. But I could definitely see like kind of like the Wage War influence, and it's freaking, it's just I don't really know what to say. I can't think of one band that's like, oh, that's specifically that, but
Yeah, maybe it's just me. I'm getting this one particular vibe, and I can't put my finger on it. But anyway, Bo, didn't want to steal your thunder. You ready to go?
Yeah, you kind of. I like it. It almost goes to like an emo core chorus, like kind of out of nowhere, like, and that's great. That's my jam. Like jumping, just complete jumps to like a crazy, unexpected kind of clean style that you just out of nowhere. We got like a lot of like hardcore and modern metalcore kind of genty stuff. That's funny. You talk about the Dingwall. Like there's some like instruments and like amplifiers and things like that just have this like signature sound, right? And like it totally like kind of sets the tone, especially like for the bass. It's such a powerful thing. Like a good bass like will set the whole like scene for whatever the song is. Especially we do the heavy stuff, like a Dingwall and some of the other ones like Spectre and Ibanez. Like they can just absolutely make a sound. That's kind of funny. So like as far as like the rest of the guitars and stuff goes, what do we do? What do we do like as far as tracking that stuff? Were we just kind of going DI or using plugins or processors? I saw you peek up a little bit when someone said the Quad Cortex, so I was kind of guessing maybe Quad Cortex.
That one.
Dude, the Quad Cortex is a magnificent piece of equipment, but no, we do not use one. We don't have one. But Mark is our guitarist. I do vocals, both the cleans and the screams, so I'll let him talk about what he uses on stage. But as far as like recording goes, it's like direct in, but also plugins. It's like this. There's no miking of like amps or anything like that.
Yeah, so right now I'm rocking an RG series Ibanez, and my rig, I have like 2 half stacks. Really just depends on what my transportation is, but
How strong your back's feeling?
I gotta, basically. Yeah, one's made of like hard plastic, one's like super like heavy duty wood that I will not carry myself. So I'm normally carrying the Freight Excalibur, but if I'm feeling like, really good and, I'll take my Tone Blaster. But it's mostly like Ibanez and that's kind of what I've been rocking.
So let me chime in real quick, Bo, if you don't mind. So remind me, guys, it's been a minute since I've actually owned an Ibanez, but the RG series was the one with the wizard necks. Was that correct?
It's like the spike tip. I can bring it over real quick, but it's basically just like what August Burns Red uses.
Yeah,
like,
bring it over, man. We always like doing show and tell, especially Bo. That's Bo's thing. Don't get him started. We'll be here for another hour just going through his whole series there.
Now my Ibanez is in the basement right now. It's fine.
it's my right here. It's a 6, but
Yeah, can you turn it to a side profile so we can see? I want to see the how the neck is profiled from the side. If you can't, can you turn it sideways?
like this.
No, sideways so I can see how thick the neck is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's very thin.
Is it kind of flat on the backside and not rounded?
It's like
Sort of flat-ish.
sort of flat. It's
Okay.
kind of. It's not like rounded at the end, if that's what you're saying.
Right.
But
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if the RG series was the one that had the Wizard necks, because the Wizard 2 specifically, you know how your guitar's neck is kind of rounded on the bottom side for the most part. The Wizard neck was almost like it felt almost flat on the backside, and it allowed you to move pretty quick. So I was just curious if that's what it was, but cool, man. That's a sweet looking guitar. I like the contrast of white and black there. Sorry, Bo. Go ahead.
Well, no, I mean, if we want to get technical, like it's a little bit different for kind of each one. So like the Iron Label RG series does like the Wizard 3. But we don't need to get into that stuff. So if it's an RG, it's probably like a Wizard 3. Just a little bit of chunk, but not much. But yeah. So like have you guys like done anything live yet?
we've played our first show, and that was on the 10th, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a 5-song set, and I really hustled down for it. We don't have a gig until September. We're trying to like breach a little space in between there, whether it be like get another show or release another song. But yeah, our next gig is at Washington Township. We're playing with Flaw, Barnyard Bash.
Yeah, it's in Washington Courthouse, Ohio. And we've been talking about possibly like he said, doing another song release, and maybe even doing a music video, which could be fun. So
Okay. And are we doing like a 4-piece or how are we doing that live?
yeah, we're a 4-piece at the
Okay.
moment. So like all of the lead guitar parts mainly are being backtracked through our rig.
Okay.
With the synth.
Okay, nice. I like that. Just so you guys know, my band is somewhat kind of similar style. We're in Indianapolis. So if you guys are getting out this way anytime you want to you just hit us up on Facebook or something, and we'll work with you and see if we can get you into Indiana sometime. We do a lot. We did one of the bands. What's funny with so people that don't know Ohio. So for me to get to like Indianapolis to like Columbus is like 3-ish hours. To get from Indianapolis to the Cleveland area where we played a show with Gates of Shoal, one of the guys that have been on here before, that's like a 5.5, 6-hour drive. And like, what's the distance from Cleveland to Columbus for you guys? Because that's like a chunk, isn't it?
It's not. It's Cleveland is only like maybe 2 hours from us.
2 hours? Okay.
Yeah, it's
And
about
then,
me. I'm actually about an hour away from these guys, so I have to.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've made that trip before to get all the way up there. It's just funny trying to like we were trying to figure out like a medium, like a meeting area, like a median ground to do a show next time where one of us wouldn't have to drive 6 hours to play with the other. But yeah, we got a bunch of friends there. 3 or 4 bands that we played with in that show. So if you guys ever want some contacts for some gigs or anything like that, just I'll find you on Facebook or something. We can get you some contacts for people when you guys are wanting to start playing more. So
Absolutely. Likewise for Columbus, if you're ever in the area.
I'm gonna turn it over to Forge.
Oh
But
yeah, go
Keep
ahead.
doing your thing. That's you guys are doing something fun, and that's my kind of music. So keep going.
Hell yeah. And to one of Bo's points, that's been one of the coolest things about the show. It's been an amazing networking tool for a lot of bands because they'll come onto the show and these bands will interact during the show, and then they'll continue to interact after. And we'll hear back that these bands end up hooking up doing these awesome shows. And there's been bands that have gone on to do other bigger things as well. And it's been cool to watch all these bands grow. They show up on the show. They just want to be heard, and the next thing you know, they're they're touring with some of the majors. So definitely all bands use this as a networking opportunity. We got people that show up in chat to support the show that are also in bands, so make sure you reach out to people in chat. You never know who's out there listening. So it'd be really cool if you guys can hook up. I want to know about it, so that way we can talk about it on the show on one of the episodes. But back to you guys and your music and your band. So you guys are playing live, and you said that you guys are just, correct me if I'm wrong, you're just kind of plugging singles right now and working towards an album, or just plugging singles?
At the moment, it's just plugging singles. We haven't really come up with a plan of attack for doing an EP or a full album yet. But we've definitely like started to kind of toy around with that idea. But at the moment, it's just singles.
Hell yeah.
We're just now getting back into the writing process because we were going to play the show. Like the whole thing was to get 5 songs down so we can have a solid set list. But after the show, the whole plan is just to write a whole bunch of songs and make sure that we have like a solid like set.
Hell yeah. Remind me, so, and one of you guys can help me with this. Where's Incarceration? Isn't that out there in Ohio?
It's in Mansfield, yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the festival I've been wanting to catch. If I ever catch it, I'm gonna give a shout out to you guys and Bo, so we can all hook up.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely. My old band played in 2021 at Incarceration, and I can say hands down, really great festival to be at. Super fun time. Everyone's really cool. There's not a lot of bullshit and drama that goes on there. Plus, you get to hang out in a really old haunted reformatory. So, like, why the hell not?
That was the number one selling point for me. They were like, "Yeah, it's a festival." I'm like, "Cool. I've been to festivals. That's awesome." Yeah, but it's at this old abandoned, like, insane asylum. I'm like, I'm sold.
It was a prison.
Yeah,
it wasn't
that's what it was.
Just like it was at a prison. But it's really creepy inside. I did like the VIP tour when my old band got to play. That shit's weird. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm all about the weird. But so remind us, what platforms are you guys liking people to go and check you guys out at?
So we're on pretty much any major streaming platform. I did just hear yesterday that we're having an issue with Tidal for some reason. I don't know why. So I'm looking into that. But our like kind of base would be Spotify.
Hell yeah. Okay. And, again, I warned you guys, I told you guys all night that I was going to talk about the playlist. So, again, if you can't remember where to find these guys, or you're having trouble finding them, they will be on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. You can go to the playlist and find them there. And, let's see. I had another question, but it escaped me. But I do want to scroll back through chat just to make sure we didn't miss any shout outs. Let's see, and I'm going to screw up some of these names, so I apologize. Trucker Boy Happy Dad said, hell yeah, proud of y'all. Let's see. FTT Bass. I'm a big fan of the bass tone here, by the way. You really nailed it. Oh, and here's Scarlett. Bo, whenever you guys need a place to play, she says it should be at your house. Hell yeah. All right. Well, with that said, I do want to thank you guys for bringing this track. It was a banger track. And again, just like the first band and Bo and Dom, I'm pretty sure you guys agree with me. This has been a really good show that showcased 2 bands that had really clean and modern mixes and masters. Both have amazing production quality on these tracks. You would agree, right, Bo, Dom?
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is like another one of those things where I think that the style that you guys are looking for is just like money right now for you. So we talk about that, like I've gone through working with like a couple different studios for stuff that we do, and when you find those people that just like are getting you like exactly where you want to be, it's just you just got to stick with them. They're doing nice things for you, like they're complimenting you. It sounds like the stuff that you put out is so clean and polished. Like they're definitely putting you through the ringer, making you get everything perfect when you're tracking and stuff. So, you know, you find those people that are going to push you and push your sound, and it's going to make you better musicians. I mean, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and kind of just to kind of preface that or continue that a little bit. If anybody watching or is having problems finding a good producer or someone who can nail some mixes like they have, Academy Nail the Mix. If you guys become a member of that and get into their Facebook and their Discord and stuff, you will have a plethora of people who are willing usually to mix for free or a small price, who primarily focus on mixing and mastering metal, and they'll do pretty much anything you can think of. And it's a huge, awesome resource if anyone's ever interested in that.
Hell yeah, Dom. Miss Scarlett is asking if you would plug that in the chat for the good people, if you wouldn't mind. And you know, and I said what I said to get to this point. You know, the show's been it's been interesting to say the least. We went from having 6 bands per episode down to 2 bands per episode. That way we can spend more time with each band. But in those larger 6-episode shows, you would go down this like roller coaster of you would have multiple different styles, but then you would also get different levels of mixing and mastering. So it was really interesting to get 2 tracks on the same show that were just damn near perfect. Because I can't find anything I could say otherwise about them. The mixes and masters were great. You know, this show is obviously promoting some of the more underground music and whatnot, so you don't normally expect such clean, pristine mixes and masters, but you guys got some really awesome things going for you guys. So kudos. And real quick, this is actually for both bands. Do you guys, either of you, have merch available or anything?
So we have a website, verkari.com, that we have all of our merch available on. The only thing that we don't have available on site is I actually hand make all of our like lanyards that we have at live shows. It's just something like a little extra that I do, but everything else is on there.
Oh yeah, and again, bands, feel free to plug those in chat so people can copy and paste them and mosey on over to those stores. And how about you guys from the Tides? You guys got any merch available at the moment?
Yeah, I was gonna say, we forgot to plug that in earlier, but I'm about to drop that now in the chat. All of our new merch is online. We use Shopify, so we got our store there. It also is connected to our website. You can go to either one to check it out. So I'm gonna plug that in the chat here. Hopefully, you guys dig the new digs.
Oh yeah, and again, both these bands will land on the Banger Wednesday Spotify playlist. This episode will also be available in its entirety on YouTube with no ad interruptions from Twitch, because I know some of you guys probably caught some of those along the way. So YouTube will not have any ad interruptions, and it'll be there in a few days. We are also going to continue the podcast trend. It's just going to take me a little longer to get them up, but this episode will be available on the Banger Wednesday podcast, which you can find also on Spotify. And again, reminding everyone that the Banger Wednesday show is available on all platforms: TikTok, not Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and obviously Twitch. And please feel free to go and add us on all those platforms and check out our merch store as well. I'll make sure I get the link tree out for you guys on that. And again, great show. And I want to thank the bands again for putting in all the hard work to create these tracks and actually putting in the time to show up on the show so we could talk to them about them. And Bo, Dom, you guys got anything to add?
Yeah, as we're wrapping up here, it's always crazy to see the amount of talent that comes on the show and the amount of uniqueness, through the metal genre, that the uniqueness and variety really that a lot of the bands that come on the show demonstrate. And so, there's so many bands out there just should be selling out stadiums, you know, playing freaking bangers show every weekend, and they just don't have the opportunity. And the whole point of this show is to hopefully, you know, give you guys a little bit more exposure, get that algorithm rolling, and, you know, hopefully help you all in the end and give you guys an audience to be able to play your freaking songs. And holy fuck, you guys' songs are freaking amazing. So thank you guys for coming on and seriously sharing some freaking rockin' music.
About you, Bo? You got anything?
Yeah, you know, it's a fun one when we jump around from Texas to the Midwest in the same night, and it's still kind of the same. You know, like you guys would definitely fit in a show together. You know, it's fun. It's, you know, you find all these like-minded people that just want to make the same kind of music that you want to make. You know, that's part of the biggest thing, is just support your scene and supporting each other. So it's really fun. This is just a great time for, you know, the metalcore scene and in general, as far as like the amount of people that are into this music. So hope you guys are kind of taking advantage of that a little bit and getting your art and getting your stuff out there. So, but another couple great bands tonight, and you guys are out there grinding. Keep on putting your stuff out, and we'll keep on listening.
Hell yeah, well said, Bo and Dom. And again, I do want to remind everyone, if you are interested in the prize giveaway, to enter and win, you need to go to our new YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It costs you absolutely nothing, and you find an episode, and in the comment section, just comment the word certified. That way we know you want to be entered into the drawing, and later on in the season we'll do a drawing, and, you know, someone will win some free swag. So make sure you make it over to YouTube, subscribe, and comment the word certified. And with that said, I think we're going to wrap it up there. You know, we had two amazing bands. We had From the Tides and Verkari show up tonight, dropped two badass tracks, two, quite frankly, very well done, mixed, mastered, and obviously performances as well. It's just astounding, like Bo said and Dom, that the amount of talent we get on the show, and these two bands, just another prime example of what's out there that people are missing out on. So we are so happy you guys came on, and thank you to everyone on Twitch that showed up, and hi to everyone in YouTube world that'll watch this later and listen to it on the podcast. And with that said, I'm going to shut up and we're going to wrap it up. So like we end every show, be safe, keep banging your heads, and we're going to see you next Wednesday. And as we end every show, we're going to listen to a track off the Banging Wednesday Spotify playlist. So let's listen to that, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday.
ground.